Last time, the search recorded its first eviction. A graduate of geology, Chiwete Onyema became the first victim of the intrigues that characterize eviction nights. The judgment came in the form of a combination of voting results and judge's verdict. That reduced the contestants aspiring to take over from Agatha from 9 to 8. Today, the search continues. The contestants get to tackle another challenge. Sell your brand, find a fit. The clock is ticking towards another eviction. It is certain that from the remaining 8 contestants tonight, the number will further decimate. First day this week is set in motion with contestants getting the task of the week. This appears to be a special assignment as the task requires attention, resourcefulness, empathy, and positive mindset to execute.
Task sheet 3. Dear housemates, good morning to you all.
Good morning.
To the paper. The plot thickens, yet the race continues. Task: sell your brand, find a fit.
We opened the sheet and everyone became confused. We're told to go to Media Reach, and from there we'll find a brand fit, a fit for the brand, make a show from there.
As is the culture, group leaders are quickly nominated and 2 teams are formed. Sandra and Hilda emerge as the leaders. In her team, Hilda has Charles, Ibukun, and Damilola, while Sandra has Tracy, Blessing, and Dakwo. On a lighter note, the 2 team leaders give an impromptu speech to their group mates.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm very grateful, and I will make sure I try to be very, very serious.
So you didn't do this when... Okay.
This is our first meeting. Basically, we just got our task sheet and we're trying to understand. It's basically a brainstorming session, so join us.
The 2 teams go into deliberations. The competitive spirit is ignited, while Sandra and her teammates are trying to find out or figure out which angle to penetrate into the task.
So I think the first step would be to visit the place.
But even this media buying and sales store, I'm looking at this buying and sales, because when you go on it, why would they want to take us to a buying and sales store? Who buys? Who sells? Buying and sale has to do with audience. So we are looking at what is the percentage of people who buy this product. Where does it sell better? Does it sell better in Onitsha? Does it sell better in Lagos? Does it sell, those are things.
Who are the target market?
Thank you.
Hilda's team appears not laid back at all. They are busy trying to brand their team, which is at the core of the challenge for this week. Day 2. The contestants go on a training visit to Media Reach OMD, a media buying and branding company. On hand to receive them is Executive Director and COO Alaba Fadero, who later hands them over to his colleague Yinka Adebayo. The contestants are exposed to the processes and strategies for media planning and buying. In his words, broadcasting is not just all about talking, but cognizance should also be taken of the business side as equally important.
Media buying, of course, is one thing to plan it, is another thing to be able to execute it. And one of our major flaws in this environment is actually execution. The success or failure of any campaign effort is actually on execution, because yes, the plan would have been beatable. If it's not well executed, it comes to naught. And execution becomes even more paramount in an environment that is not fully automated. In that structured and well automated environment, you can be sure that, look, if I plan to run 2 sports today, and once I have the confirmation of the media partner, I can be sure it will be done. But more importantly for clients, what are they looking for in buying? They are looking for ruthless execution. Ruthless execution, that is doing it and doing it faithfully in line with what we have planned. Then, secondly, is that they are looking for value. To be sure that, look, I've passed my media investment through you. Am I getting the right value for what I'm paying for? So, meaning value is already paramount, because what they are looking for is the eyeball. If you have a station that is delivering the eyeball but not running the campaign, then you can't reach those eyeballs. So, clients are looking for ruthless execution as well as value for their spend.
You have the first term universe, and this is basically the actual number of individuals within a defined demography, and it's a very relative term. So relative in the sense that it depends on what you're trying to achieve or who you're trying to address. So your universe can be the whole world, your universe can be Nigeria, your universe can be Lagos, it can be as small as Maryland. And you might not be able to reach everybody in your universe, do you understand? And that's where the next stage comes in, which is your audience. So your audience basically is more of a specified segment of the universe that is of interest to you, either as the advertiser or as the marketer and all of that. So you have everybody, then you have your own target audience.
And when we got to media reach, Mr. Yinka, media reach, referred us to Indomie. Man.
Having learnt at the master's feet, it is hoped that our contestants are armed with adequate knowledge to confront this challenge. Back in the house, more brainstorming follows. It's day 3. Time for recording is getting closer. As a talk show, Inside Out with Agatha has different elements that have made it a show to beat in the last 2 decades. Each contestant is aware of the very important and high standards. Sandra's team is trying to make a difference by shooting an advert of a supporting brand for their episode. Members of the team are on the field shooting. This is indeed a unique angle to their presentation.
Action.
Hello, my people. Now me be Madam Sharp. Now me they run this Indomie joint, and for here I dey cook all kinds of Indomie. Indomie blankets dey, Indomie shawarma, and the one where they sweet me past na Indomie paparazzi. Come and choose your choice. Madam, never ready. I dey come oh.
Hilda's group is not watching all the action go by without bringing up their A game too. Adjudged the best overall last week, Hilda breaks her team into smaller units for effective division of labor. Hilda and Charles go on the streets for a Vox Pop session.
I think we're on point with almost everything. We assigned roles to ourselves, and everyone who was assigned a particular role delivered effortlessly.
While Damilola and Ibukun are at Rave TV Complex digging into past episodes of Inside Out and also recording the voiceover for their advert.
Looking for that quick meal for you and your loved ones to enjoy without losing out on important nutrients?
Sandra too is gauging opinions on the street with members of her team, leaving no stone unturned. Team Sandra also goes to Rave TV Complex to finish up. Dakbo is in post-production, while Sandra, Blessing and Tracy head to the library for more research. Dakbo joins them later for more brainstorming.
Well, the task was hard. That's all I can say. Initially, we thought it would be all cream and butter. But hey, it was hard.
Day 4 is hectic for the contestants. It's recording day, but first they pay a visit to Duffy Prima Limited, producers of Indomie noodles. They are welcomed by Aramide Folorunso, Media Relations Manager, and Miriam Adeyemi, Product Manager, Chicken Pepper Soup brand. Miriam takes up the discussion on chicken pepper soup, which was introduced to the market a year ago. This is followed by a very robust question and answer session where contestants even hint at ways Duffy Prima could improve on Indomie pepper soup product.
I think I can remember seeing Indomie pepper soup like a while back, and then after a while, we weren't seeing it anymore. So, what happened then? You've explained to us why you brought it back into the market, but what happened then? Why was it?
There's always room for innovation and renovation. So, this is just like a renewed pepper soup flavor. You know, it's better than it used to be. And it's not as if this is the wrapper. So if you're trying to rejuvenate a brand, you do it 360, starting from the wrapper, from the product itself, the taste, the aroma, which is what we did with the product.
The average person likes their noodles dry with egg and whatever way they decide to make it. How do you plan to register that change in Yeah.
The good thing is we have different recipes, and we know youths, they don't like being bored. They can take something now and get bored easily. So we have different recipes. I think we have some recipes we have, we have developed. You can also come up with your own recipe. You can cook it your own way. Like I said, best practice, that it has to be soupy, but it doesn't stop you from being creative. Can cook it anyhow you want to. We are going to recommend some other ways. Recipe, not ways. It has to be like that. Recipe. So you choose whatever suits you, but it doesn't stop you from being creative. That's the whole idea. Remember, we have the seasoning, which gives it that unique taste of pepper soup. So however you want to cook it, that taste is still going to be there.
All right, Dakbo is the name. My question is, how about the nutritional component, the nutritional value?
It's still going to be there. You're not throwing the water away, remember? So you're taking the water, so you're still taking the nutrient with it.
It's Presentation time. Now, the contestants will put into practice everything they have learned during the week. Both teams take to the stage as they record their different episodes in the format of Inside Out with Agatha. The presentation by each team is awesome. This time around, studio audience participation adds more life to the sessions. Team Hilda titled its recording Ready to Go Meals, a Healthy Choice, while Team Sandra titled theirs Nutrition and Affordability in a Recession.
3, 2, 1.
On that note, I am welcoming you to yet another interesting edition of Inside Out. I am your host, Ibukun Adesoye. On the show today, we're going to be discussing an important topic, which I believe at the end of the day, we're going to have an educated mind on what it is. Now, the topic is ready-to-go meals, a healthy choice.
I like the fact that we're talking about ready-to-go meals. It's something that is staring us in the face. We must accept it, not just accept it, but know how to deal with it properly. In making a meal like Indomie, for instance, more healthy, as a nutritionist, I would advise that you infuse vegetables. Whenever we preach, the message or the gospel of eating well and eating right, we'll always tell you that you must increase your fruit and your vegetable intake. So for a meal like Indomie, ensure you have lots and lots of vegetables. We're blessed in this part of the world. Your green leafy vegetables, your ugu, your efo green,
Carrots.
your tete, carrots, all of that. Ensure that you have it with the noodles as well. You don't just eat the noodles bare, even though it has some nutritional value. But making a good choice for your body, a healthy choice.
Effort.
Please put all of that in. It gives you, better output at the end of the day.
All right.
I have a family of 4, myself, my husband, and my 2 kids. If I'm going to give them Indomie as a meal, trust me, I will not spend more than 500 naira.
How? Please give us a practical example.
Now, I know you're wondering, you want to know how I do it. There's this big pack of Indomie, like that biggest pack, the family size.
Okay.
That pack and the 70-gram pack together has fed my family. Now, when I buy that, I buy at least 2 eggs, which is not even up to 100 naira.
Okay.
Now, once I buy that, I still have like 150 naira change. I take it to the vegetable seller and I tell him, mix for me. When I say mix for me, what does he do? He gives me a mixture of carrots, he gives me green pepper, he gives me green peas.
All of that for just less than 200 naira.
One thing Nigerians don't understand when it comes to cooking good meals on a budget is you need to tell yourself the truth.
The target audience we're trying to reach with that particular product are the youth, from ages 18 to 25, because youth want new trends, something
they want to be
interesting. Yes, and the interesting part about Indomie chicken pepper soup is that it actually has that pepper soup feel.
2, 1. Action!
The most prominent question that comes up in the mind of every Nigerian family is how to solve the problem of the basic amenities of life, one of which is not just a healthy, nutritious meal, but one that is good for you. However, how affordable can we make this solution a possible feat? Welcome to another informative episode of Inside Out with Tracy George. Today we will be dealing with the topic nutrition and affordability in recession. And with me are my vibrant audience and panelists who would help us dissect this topic for proper understanding. From the standpoint of a nutritionist, what constitutes a healthy, nutritious meal that is good for the average Nigerian family?
Thank you very much, Tracy. Now, I want you to know that in making a choice for your food, there are things you need to put into consideration, so you don't kill yourself because you want to save money. Proper attention should be given to the nutritional value of what you're about to eat. And if you'll agree with me, in this part of the world, most of our food is carbohydrate-based. We have the rise of this word yam, gari, bread, and the likes. So we have to find a way to appropriate other classes of food, like protein, vitamins, into our meals to form a balanced diet.
You cannot have a balanced lifestyle without understanding your scale of preference, which basically in economics is setting your order of priority. understanding what comes first in your life, knowing your plan and purpose for perhaps a month, which brings me to budgeting. It is very, very important, and that just basically means to schedule your money. This one has to go to housing, this one has to go to transportation. That's basically what you need to have a balanced lifestyle as regarding economy.
Please, what's your family's most affordable meal?
Affordable, wow. Basically, we don't really eat, to luxury. We just eat to survive, to fill the belly. And we try to feed on meals that will take you for a longer time during the day. So most times what we eat is, a bar, fufu, things that yam.
And your kids join you, hold on, Blessing, and your kids join you to eat this eba, fufu and...
Well, for dinner most times, yes, but they prefer rice and indomie.
On completion of the recordings, they are sent to the judges for review. They will grade the performances of both teams and individuals. Though it's hours to eviction night, contestants must look good. Hence, a visit to nature's gentle touch for a new look.
Hi. Good morning. You're welcome to Nature's Gentle Touch Hair Institute. Thank you. It's so good to have you here. My name is Ekeminudo. I'm a trichologist and I work with Nature's Gentle Touch. So I would like to take you around so you get to see. Okay, a trichologist is a person who is specialized in the scientific study of hair. Trichos is the Greek word for hair. So logy is study, so trichology, that's the scientific study of hair. Yes, please.
As they look forward to meeting with the judges, contestants talk about their experience, tackling the challenge and expectations of the eviction night.
The task this week was, would I say, intense, because it left a lot of us wondering, are you supposed to go left or right? I mean, it involves working on media partnership and all that with Indomie, and we had to do a media buying and sales tour with Media Reach, and eventually had to visit the client who happened to be Indomie. So we figured, you know what, the show is inside out, and that's basically why we're here. So I don't know what else they expect of us, but as far as we're in this competition, we just have to do it inside out style.
We did pretty good this week. We stretched ourselves over our boundaries this week. A-game wise, I think we all did good. I admired, the fact that we had to make the best of what we had.
Who shone the most? Well, I'd say everyone, because judging from, at least we had a live audience and the reaction of the audience and all, I think they were pretty enlightened and impressed. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Charles Bourne. Simply text IOWA Charles to 33123. Please get your friends to text, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, all your family members, get them to text for me. This is really serious. God bless you as you do that. Remain occupied.
Hello everyone, my name is Damilola Busari. I need your help though, to help the ministry move to the permanent site. Could you please text IOWA Damilola to 33123. Tell your friends, your foes, your families, spread the word, and I'll be so glad to receive your support as we win together. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, I need you to text IOWA blessing to 33123 to keep me in the house. And don't forget to tell a friend about it. Tell them to tell their friends about it until the whole world have voted for me. See you at the finish line. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Hilda Bassi. I need you to vote for me until I win this competition. And it's very simple. All you have to do is text IOWA Hilda to 33123 to keep me in the running. Now please, I beg you people, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies, make them vote. If you not vote, it go reworked. Forget about all these things. Now just package it. Make it help my life. I really need it. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tracy George Ibo. I need your votes to keep me in the running and finally make me the new face on her show. Please text IOWA Tracy to 33123. Spread the word. I really, really, really need your votes. Thank you and God bless.
Hello people, my name is Dakbo Adegboye. I need you to vote by sending IOWA Dakbo to 33123. Let's win this. Yes, we can. Yes, we have. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Ibukun Adesoye. I need you to keep showing me this love and support by keeping me in the house and eventually winning this competition. How can you do that, you ask? All you have to do is text IOWA Ibukun to 33123. Thank you in advance as we win this together. Love you so much. Mwah.
Hello everyone, my name is Sandra Eze. I need your help at this point. So all you have to do to vote and keep me in here, and of course winning the competition, is just text IOWA Sandra, first name Sandra, to 33123. Thank you so much, and please spread the word, get your family and friends and every other person, the random person on the road, get them to vote. Thank you.
Here comes Judgment Day. The contestants seem ready to face the judges. The past 5 days will come under review, and after it all, it is certain not everyone will go back to the house. The Rave TV studio is the battleground to decide who gets to the finish line. Judging tonight are Lekon Ogunbanwo, Yinka Adebayo, and of course, Agatha Amata herself. The judges have already seen the recordings and waste no time to plunge in.
Deciding who to play which role, we all came to the agreement that Ibukun should be the presenter because since we started, she hasn't done any presenting.
Okay.
So she has been a guest, so decided to put her in that position. Then we decided that Charles would be the brand manager project manager for Indomie Chicken Pepper Soup. Damilola would be the nutritionist, and I the food blogger.
Then Sandra reels out the process of the execution by her team.
We fought a lot, I'm not going to lie. We fought a lot because I'm quite detailed, and my group, everybody's brain was just on fire. So there was just too many options. We had to settle for one. Eventually, we agreed to twist it such that will plays the consumer, and then I get to play the economist. So
Why did you decide on an economist? Why did you think that view was important?
I felt it was important because an economist would help you learn how to manage your finance, nutrition and affordability. Yeah, so we looked at it, nutrition, blessing covers nutrition and affordability. How possible is it for you to feed in recession?
Now, it is time for the judges to critique and also point out the loopholes in the different episodes.
Yeah, I think for me, I will start off with a group Hilda. You mentioned something about, yes, you look at the brief and it was like, not like inside out. You see, you need to be careful. Careful in the sense that you need not lose your identity. It's either you are known for something or you are known for nothing. Inside Out is a program that's been on for 20 years for crying out loud. So there's a particular standard and direction. No matter the topic you come across, you should be focused on that topic. Indomie, yes, you mentioned, I look at your presentation, it was so much focused on Indomie. That program is not meant to sell brand. If the brand are interested in this sort of marketing themselves, they should probably go ahead and advertise. Because that program is meant to bring up topical issues for people to present divergent views. At the end of the day, even the way Agatha has been handling it for the last 20 years is giving that option. You are free to make up your mind, but brings out the topic that these are salient points, these are salient topic that needs to be focused on. So you see, you should be careful in the sense that when you come across a particular topic or the way it's being handled, you don't lose your own identity. Because if that be the case, the essence of the program, the brand equity of the program stands the risk of being diluted. So that's one thing I noticed about it. But in terms of statistics, in terms of good use of numbers, I think you did justice to that. Presenting is using empirical facts and figure to embellish your presentation. That was quite commendable. I think the only minus I see there is the fact that you were too brand focused. So it's possible for the audience to sit back and to I feel, look, what is this now? This is a sponsored item. Everything must revolve around Indomie alone. So that calls for some level of care and caution. For Group Sandra, nutrition and affordability in recession. I think that was a very spot on topic. You did very well. The topic to the creative labeling of the meals. We have things like Indomie paparazzi and all of that. I think even the brand team should be interested in giving you guys some accolades for that, because you're giving them some insights into what they should be looking at. But I think that was quite good. But the punchline for me really is your ability to bring divergent views. Even during your presentation, I could see there was a heated debate, heated argument, and that's the real essence of Inside Out with Agatha, for people to have divergent views, and you actually killed it by even your takeaway at the end of it to say, viewers, you have the opportunity to be part of this debate. Go online. That was it. Giving people, yes, the topic has been thrown open, and you'll be shocked. There are 1,001 Nigerians out there who have better and well-informed views than you presenting. The fact that you have the opportunity of standing in front of the camera does not make you better than those who are out there. And giving them that opportunity, provide a platform where they can actually go in and express themselves. I think that was really a major strong point. But really, you did so much, but you didn't have enough statistics. That for me is my take for now.
Sandra, nutrition and affordability in a recession. Indeed, in your case, you went beyond the limitations. You actually went beyond expectations. The outstanding thing for me was actually that commercial. Okay, so I'll move to Team Hilda. I'm going to start with Charles. You handled your topic very well. You were very, very believable. Your role, rather, you handled it very well. You came out defending the brand. But I lost you most times. Anyone who speaks for a living must speak at an audible pace. Because you're speaking or talking to other people, you cannot afford to drop your voice. So if someone were not straining to hear you, they wouldn't even know what you were saying. And that's not right. Yinka already pointed it out. Your group, your team made Indomie the focus. It was meant to be like a related item. Overall, what I noticed was a marked improvement by both teams between task 1 and task 3.
Okay. Let me first of all start from the bad this time. You guys, for the first time, had the audience. Do you know why Inside Out is different?
Audience interaction.
You turned your audience into part of your set. Even Tracy, when she asked, does anybody have a comment? Somebody put up her hand. And she just said, in the absence of any comment, I'm like, what? You didn't see because you just asked. It's not like you were really looking for. Why did you ask? They didn't even bother at all. You had audience in there. You were talking nutrition, ready to go, healthy, things that affect people. And you didn't get one person's view on Inside Out. What? How is that even possible? Why did they come? They could have given you a different perspective. You were not even gauging audience reactions to things. When he was talking, almost everybody in the audience was identifying with him. Totally wasted. You could have heard stories. You could have gotten feedback on the spot. So if we use that, first of all, everybody failed. They have said a lot of it. In between, I just thought Ibukun must be the assistant brand manager to Charles. That was the only way I could see it. The reason why this was important, because there are times when people tell us they want to discuss their brands. But they want honest opinions. They don't need praise singing. That's why they come to us. They want to get honest feedback and honest reactions. They don't interfere in our process. They just give us their brief. And we say, okay, you come with your person and we'll bring the rest, which is why Charles was good. But everybody else was doing Charles's job for him. In fact, nobody made him defend anything. At a stage, Ibukun was practically saying, please buy Indomie, oh, hungry man size, come and dash us. And you're the uncle. How is that even possible? Even when you did your Vox Pop, you were leading people on to say Indomie. Indomie is not something that you need to sell. It's something that everybody would say anyway. If you ask people in this room even, so what's the fastest meal you prepare when you're hungry? Indomie. You don't have to prompt them. That's the reaction you will get. If you had given him tougher questions, it would have been harder. You have made his life easier as the project or brand manager, because he would have been able to bring out the points about his brand instead of reciting it like you made him do for no reason. At the end of the day, I just felt like the entire topic, it was just a turn-off for me. Again, audience, I don't know how you managed to omit that for Inside Out. If it was any other program, I'll say, okay. But for Inside Out, that's what makes Inside Out Inside Out. Even one comment would have helped. Your Vox Pop was on point. You did what I expected, which is just ask the question. And what you expect when you ask it. You see, the good thing about it is Vox Pop is pre-recorded. You can actually compile what you want and what is useful for you to achieve what you want to achieve. So what happens is you are not the one controlling the conversation, but you are leading it in the direction that you want it to go without preaching. That's what you're doing. And that is where the audience comments will merge with the Vox Pop. And then you can bring the conversation in without it seeming contrary. It shouldn't look planned. It should be a natural flow. That was what I didn't see. Again, what I tell you every week. What is the purpose of what? Why am I doing this? You see, when you answer that question, I think that is where you should always start from. Because when you know why, then you would know how to get there. Majorly, for me, the big downer was your audience not using them. I don't know, do you have any comments or anything you want to say?
I wanted to say something, not to, how do I put it, give an excuse for the mistake we made, but us going with that angle, trust me, was in our heads, we assumed that, okay, Indomie is asking us to. So it was more like we wanted them to see, how will I even put it? We're actually trying to sell them. And to us, we thought it was being subtle. Because at some point, I thought about mentioning other kinds of food that you could make that wouldn't cost so much. But I felt like it would take away.
You had a brand manager there. Didn't you have a brand manager there?
We did.
Mentioning those other brands who could have provided useful insight to the brand, to say who are our competition, who are we dealing with, because all the brand is after is the share of pocket. So if I know those ways, somebody mentioned is like a bread and egg. Okay, so that means every morning, each time Indomie decide to hit the street to say, look, I'm fighting for the share of Nigerians' pocket, I should be aware that there's a bread and egg somewhere, there's a spaghetti somewhere. How many of such do I have? So that I can know. If you don't know your enemies, then you don't know how to fight the battle. So you need to have useful insight into who and who.
After all said and done, the judges deliver their verdict.
Well, I think for me, I'll go for Team Sandra. And the reason is quite simple, which is the fact that you succeeded in holding on to that heritage of what Inside Out is noted for. Divergent views.
For me, for group effort, very engaging and nice commercial. Your Vox Pop was on point and very enlightening. The entire presentation and the studio atmosphere showed that you resonated very well with the studio audience, albeit you did not use them well. Our votes for Team Sandra.
Okay. Because your advertising of Indomie was way too much for me. It was a total turn-off. We don't do that. So, I mean, if it's just based on that alone, of course, I would have to give it to Team Sandra as well. So for the first time, all three judges agree. Yeah. Congratulations to Team Sandra.
In a unanimous decision, the judges give their votes to Sandra's team for pulling off the best execution. The team executed a convincing presentation that doesn't indicate outright that it is a sponsored topic and yet delivers to expectation. With this result, Hilda, the best overall performer last week, has failed to consolidate that position as a team leader this week. Hilda and her team bite the dust as losers of this week's challenge. While on stage, the audience's voting results are announced.
Okay, so for this week, Charles had the highest number of votes. Dapo came second.
Charles Bourne polls the highest in a sharp contrast to what he had last week. Tracy, on the other hand, polls the lowest. Though she is on the winning team, this result makes her eligible for eviction. For that reason, she is also summoned on stage. For polling the highest number of votes, Charles from the losing team is saved.
Well, from this team, the person with the highest votes, in fact, overall is Charles, so you're safe.
For polling the highest number of votes, Charles from the losing team is saved. That leaves Hilda, Tracy, Ibukun, and Damilola under the spotlight. It's an all-ladies affair tonight. Who amongst them will take the bullet? No soul will ever forget this. The spectacle will live forever. The birth of a delightful event. This is The Search. Who will take the baton among those who make it to the house? Catch all the glamour and vote massively to keep your choice candidates. To vote, send IOWA space your preferred candidate's first name to the short code 33123. Example, to vote Jide, send IOWA space JIDE to 33123. Who will make it? And who among this final line will not make any impact? Watch out! To determine who takes the bullet, Lekon asks the contestants on trial to zero in on two that should go. Tracy is the first to be called on, and she throws it back at the judges. Tracy, which two do you think should go from tonight?
So you're the judge.
Okay, I'm the judge. And for Damilola, chooses to save herself and declines to nominate anyone, which is contrary to the instruction.
Oh, Damilola, do you want to go home?
Nobody here wants to go home.
Ibukun turns speechless. Hilda, on her part, all she manages to say is,
I don't want to go home.
The fear of eviction can turn even the bravest of hearts into a weakling. For not complying with the given instruction to nominate, these contestants provoke the judges. What that does for me is throws the two of you automatically up for eviction, and I hereby evict you. You can get off the stage. That's it. So, indirectly saved now. In fact, you are even giving me the great option, because Tracy was the first one who said, no, I'm the judge. So she turned it down. You two did the same thing. So listen to me. I'm going to do this tonight. Tracy, you're out. Hilda, you're out. Damilola, you're home. Ibukun, go back to your seat. Thank you. Tension heightens in the studio with this outcome, but Agatha steps in, pleading with her colleagues.
Okay, please, can I appeal? Let's do this.
A fresh round of nomination follows, and this time it is more businesslike.
I nominate Hilda.
Hilda and
Ibuku. Hilda and Ibuku.
Tracy, Hilda.
Tracy. Okay.
Damilola.
Hilda.
Tracy and Damilola.
At the end of this round, Ibukun has the least nominations and is saved, leaving Damilola, Tracy, and Hilda still standing trial. It's looking like the judges are out to evict 2 contestants tonight. The eviction-free night of week 1 is haunting like a ghost in the room, craving to claim 2 victims. To satisfy this craving, the judges ask contestants to leave the room for them to deliberate.
Ibukun was saved by them.
Ibukun was saved by them, so leaving 3. So we have the 3. So from the 3, we are supposed to have 2.
Left alone, the judges reach their final verdict on the 2 that will be evicted. They bring back the contestants. Each contestant on trial is asked to state reasons why they should not be evicted.
Before I came on Inside Out, I feel I'm a change agent. I think I'm a change agent. I think I can change the minds of other people positively, and which will help influence the way we all see the world.
I know that I have come into this world to leave a mark. I know that whatever I do turns to gold, whatever I touch turns to gold. I fell in love with media pretty early, and I pursued it passionately because I saw through the glitz and the glamour. I saw a platform to change society. The media for me is more than, the faith, speed, and everything that comes with that. And Inside Out is one program that has stood out over the years, that has used this platform to touch lives, to change society, one person at a time. That story resonates with me as an individual, and staying in the house would definitely give me a shot at eventually winning this and doing something that I believe is purpose.
When I first came for the audition, trust me, I didn't have the mindset of touch. I've always wanted to touch lives and change society, yes, but it was an audition and I was coming. But then being in the house, listening to you tell us different stories and different things you've seen, gradually started changing my mindset of the reason why I'm here. Now, for every week, if you keep me in the house, I promise that you see a growth and a change and a willingness to learn and to listen. Because I know I have so much to offer and I have all it takes to make it happen for Inside Out.
Now, one of the things that Damilola has going for her is the fact that she's clear. She's capable of holding and owning any topic given to her. You guys have that too, the two of you. The difference is in that you sometimes hold back or overreact. Hilda, you have greatly improved from the first time I saw you. And you know that I wasn't looking at you from the audition stage. You became aware of me when I became aware of you, when this whole process of analyzing the house week in, week out started. Tracy, I see a desire in you to, attain, achieve, and conquer. Like Agatha explained, this contest is about choosing a face, a person, an individual who will take over from her when she steps out of the anchoring of Inside Out with Agatha. We've decided that if we were to save any further person tonight, it'll be Damilola. Damilola gets saved for another week in the house, and the ghost of eviction that is looming finally claims its victims in Hilda and Tracy.
This is the end of my journey at the search. I feel sad. I feel sad because I wasn't able to win the show, or win the contest, that is. But I thank God all the same, and I'm grateful, like I said before when I was asked. I'm grateful for being on this platform, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I also want to say thank you to those who voted for me last week and this week. It was quite an experience for me. Every time we were given tasks, I always told God to make the impossible things easy for me. And as you can see, if not for votes, I was actually in the winning team.
The extent to how much I had in me until I came to this show and I listened to other people see things in me that I didn't even see in myself. So that has helped my confidence level a lot. Like, I have learned so much, what to expect from me moving forward. I may not have gotten Inside Out, or I may not have made it to the finals and won the show, but I think I'm taking with me something that is greater than winning. And I intend to use that to build my brand, to start up my own show. If not my own show, probably get a job somewhere else. But trust me, you're going to be seeing so much, plenty bonkers things. You people are going to see it. Like, you've not heard the last of Hilda, like, at all. You've not heard the last.
That is it for this week. The search still continues, and it is a matter of time before the individual that will take the baton from Agatha on Inside Out will emerge. Who will it be? Continue to vote for your favorite candidates to keep them in the competition. 33123 is the short code. Repeat, 33123. Send your SMS to 33123. Next time on The Search. It's a new task that comes with its own challenge or challenges. Only the tough will win. Who will be the next candidate evicted? See you next week.
This search song for you to know. Now you know. This search song. So the search for a new face has begun. Do you have all it takes to be the one? Are you interested in presenting? You're passionate about it. You love people around you. Who knows? You may be the one. Yeah. Who knows? You may be the one. Don't wait a minute. Just grab the crown. It's yours. Yeah. This search is on for you to know. Now you know. Yeah.
Realizing potentials for the world to see. The best you got.
This search is on for you to know. Now you know.
Realizing potentials for the world to see. The best you got. Research has
It's all about who is deep. It's all about who is real. It's all about who is right. It's all about who is tight. It's all about you. It's all about who is deep. It's all about who is tight. It's all about you. Yeah. The search is set for you. You may be the one. The search is set for you. You may be the one. Whether man or woman. Whether woman or man. The search is set for you. You may be the one. I said the search is set for you. You may be the one. The search is set for you. You may be the one. Whether man or woman. Whether woman or man. The search is set for you.
Research has